Hello students, welcome to this online lecture. In last lecture we have seen classification of temperature measuring instruments or devices, in which we have seen three types of mechanically measuring temperature measuring instruments. Okay, now in this lecture we are going to see the instruments or devices which are electrical type of measuring devices. Okay, so first one is a thermocouple. So what is thermocouple? A thermocouple is a temperature measuring device consisting of two dissimilar conductors that contact each other at one junction. Okay, means two metal wires are used, and see this metal A wire, this one, and this is another wire, metal B. These two wires are used. Okay, then one junction is formed here. Okay, of these two wires one junction is formed, where it is kept on the surface or the instrument of which temperature is to be measured, and other two wires are free here. Okay, so these two wires form a couple, or we can say that it is a thermocouple. You can see this in the diagram. This is the thermocouple, where you can see red and white. This is the red and this is white. These are the two wires which are insulated by insulating material. Okay, and their junction is here. Okay, these two wires have junction here, and this junction is kept where we have to measure the temperature. Now it produces a voltage when temperature of one of the ends differs from a reference temperature at the other end of the circuit. Okay, we can see that this is the hot junction and this is the reference junction. So there will be a temperature difference between hot junction and reference junction. So the voltage will be developed, or voltage difference will be there. This voltage difference can be measured, and accordingly we can measure the temperature. The thermocouples work on Seebeck effect. So what is Seebeck effect? The Seebeck effect is the conversion of thermal energy or temperature difference directly into electrical energy or electricity. Okay, means due to these uh, due to the temperature difference at both the ends of wires, a temperature difference will be there, and that temperature difference will be converted into electrical energy, and with that electrical energy we can find out the temperature at given junction. The change in voltage is proportional to the temperature difference between the junction when the ends are connected to form a loop. Now see, this is the junction, or this is the sensing element. This is one wire, this is the other wire, and between these wire ammeter is used. Okay, so the ammeter will show the difference of voltage between these two wires. What is principle of operation? Principle of operation is the EMF generated by the Seebeck effect is due to the temperature gradient along the wire. Okay, this metal wire 1 and this metal wire 2 having junction here, and see a meter or recorder is used across these two wires. Due to the temperature difference, there will be EMF or voltage generated. The EMF is not generated at the junction between two dissimilar wires. Okay, so at this junction the EMF will not be generated. The EMF is generated across these two wires. Okay, what are the applications? These all these applications are to get the temperature. Okay, so it is used in steel industries, gas appliance, safety appliances, thermopile radiation sensors at manufacturing industries, power production, thermoelectric cooling process plants, heaters, etc. What are the advantage? It is rugged in construction. Okay, it do not get easily broke out. Covers wide temperature range. Okay, these electric type of mm, temperature measuring devices are used to measure higher temperatures than the mechanical type of temperature measuring devices. The next, using extension leads, compensating cables, long transmission distance for temperature measurement is possible. Okay, comparatively cheaper in cost, calibration can be easily checked, offer good reproducibility, high speed of response, satisfactory measurement accuracy. Okay, these are accurate than mechanical type of devices. What are the limitations? For accurate temperature measurement, cold junction compensation is necessary. Okay, this cold junction compensation is necessary for accurate measurement. The EMF induced versus temperature characteristic is somewhat non-linear. Okay, it is I think it is not linear, it is non-linear. So for higher temperatures, it will give uh, deviated or wrong results. Stray voltage pickup is possible. In many applications, amplification of signal is required, as the signal may be weak or very small. Okay, the next is RTD. Next one is RTD. What is RTD? RTD is a resistance temperature detectors. Resistance temperature detectors are called as RTDs. Okay, these are also called as resistance thermometers, as the temperature measurement will be measure of output resistance. Whatever output resistance will be there, that will be converted to the temperature. The temperature of an object increases or decreases. When the temperature of object increases or decreases, the resistance also increases or decreases proportionally. If temperature increases, resistance increases; temperature decreases, resistance decreases. When to use resistance temperature detectors or RTDs? RTD is used when accuracy and stability are requirement of customer's specification. Okay, when we require accuracy, when accuracy must extend over wide temperature range. Okay, as we are going further, the devices used will have wide range of temperature measurement. When area rather than point sensing improves control. Okay, uh, here temperature of area is measured than the point, hence it will give true results. When a high degree of standardization is desirable. What are the common components are here connecting head, here fitting is made with screw, protecting tube, and inside the protecting tube you will see the construction like this, where see, this is the wire A, this is another wire, and here see here you can see a junction is made. What are the types of RTDs? So there are three types of RTDs: platinum RTD, nickel RTD, and copper RTD. These are the most commonly used types of RTDs with sensing elements. Okay, copper, platinum, and nickel. So you can see platinum is used from minus 200 to 850 degrees centigrades. Copper is used up to 120 degrees centigrades, and nickel for 300 degree centigrades. Advantages and disadvantages. What are the advantages? Used for a very high accuracy, excellent stability and reproducibility, ability to uh, ability to be matched to close tolerance for temperature difference measurement. Narrow spans can be measured, and suitability for remote measurement. What are the disadvantages? Susceptible to mechanical damage, need for lead wire resistance compensation is required, susceptibility to self hitting error, susceptibility to signal noise, susceptibility to for bare use in electrically conducting substance, generally not repairable, need for power supply is required. Okay, these are some more: linear over wide operating range, high temperature operating range, and good stability. Low sensitivity, high cost than thermocouples, no point sensing, affected by shock and vibration, requires 3 or 4 wire operation. Where the applications: textile industries, plastic processing, microelectronics, then air, gas, liquid temperature measurements. Okay, the air conditioning and refrigerating servicing, food processing, stoves and grills, okay, etc. Then uh, next type to measure the temperature is pyrometer. Okay, pyrometers are used for a very high temperature measurement. So what is pyrometer? A pyrometer is a type of thermometer used to measure high temperatures. It used for measuring temperatures without any physical contact. Means until now we have seen the devices where we touch the surface of which temperature is to be measured, but in pyrometer, without physical contact or contactless devices are used to measure the temperature. It is used for measuring body temperature by measuring its electromagnetic radiation. Okay, uh, okay. When body is heated, then it gives out radiations. Okay, by measuring those radiations, or with the help of those electromagnetic radiations, we can measure its temperature. What is the principle of pyrometry? Is it depends upon relationship between temperature of hot body and electromagnetic radiation emitted by that body. See, when a body is heated, it emits thermal energy known as heat radiation. It is a technique for determining body temperature by measuring its electromagnetic radiation. Okay, it is a technique by which body temperature is determined by measuring its electromagnetic radiation. Okay, its principle and working we will see in next slides. Before that, what are the types? Radiation pyrometer, optical pyrometer, thermoelectric and photoelectric. Okay, these are important for syllabus point of view. Now optical pyrometer, where see, this objective lens or optical lens is used, okay, to measure or the temperature of a hot surface. Optical pyrometer: the optical pyrometer is a highly developed and well accepted non-contact type temperature measuring device. Okay, it is widely employed for accurate measurement of temperature of furnace. So see, temperature of furnace, molten metals and other heated materials. Okay, it is primarily used in the range of 100 to 500 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, it is primarily used at high temperatures. Okay, see, the optical pyrometer consists of: first one, this temperature source of which measure reading is to be taken. Then this is the eyepiece, it is having red filter. Then absorption screen. Then this reference temperature lamp. Okay, lamp is connected to this rheostat battery and this multimeter. This is the outer tube, and inside it is a objective lens. Okay, so optical pyrometer consists of number of parts. Now what is working principle of pyrometer? Optical pyrometer works on the basis of principle of using human eye to match the brightness of hot object to the brightness of calibrated lamp filament inside the instrument. Okay, so see, with this eye we are going to match the we are going to match the brightness. Okay, we are going to match the brightness. So this is hot surface. Okay, so it is having some brightness. Okay, so brightness of this source and brightness of this lamp, these both are matched. When they are matched, then we are getting some reading, and that reading is converted to the required temperature. Okay, so see, the radiation from the source is emitted and the optical objective lens captures it. The lens helps focusing the thermal radiation to the reference bulb. So this optical objective lens, okay, catches the radiations from that object. Okay, and through this lamp it passes toward the eyepiece. Now the observer watches the process through the eyepiece and corrects it in such a manner that the reference lamp filament has sharp focus and filament is superimposed on the temperature source image. Okay, so observer is going to see through the eyepiece and will use the rheostat to match the brightness. The observer starts changing rheostat values uh, and changes the lamp reference and the current. The observer starts changing the rheostat values and the current in the reference lamp changes. As the current changes, the intensity of that bulb changes. Okay, so the change in the current, okay, see, this is how the observer will see. Now see, this is the filament. Okay, this rolled spring type material. Okay, you can see the filament of bulb. Now see here filament is dark. Okay, and this is some less bright, okay, than this filament. So okay, this condition 1, when filament is dark, that is the temperature is cooler than the source. That is, temperature of filament is cooler than the temperature of that required source. Okay, then next, if filament is bright, okay, if you see the filament bright, then or faint, then hotter than the temperature of source. The filament is hotter than the temperature of source. Now last, when the brightness of source and filament is same, the brightness of source and filament is same, then both will look alike. Okay, filament disappears, thus equal brightness between filament and temperature source. Okay, so at this condition, the both the filament and the source having same brightness. As we obtain the same brightness, we can measure the temperature, sorry, we can measure its uh, current passing through this, and this current can be converted into the temperature of that hot surface. Simple assembling what are the advantages? Simple assembling of the device enables easy use of it, provides high accuracy with plus minus 5 degree Celsius for high temperatures. Okay, I think we have seen up to 5,000 degree Fahrenheit. There is no need of any direct body contact between optical pyrometer and the object, thus it can be used for wide variety of applications. Disadvantage is the measurement is based on light intensity. The device can be used only in application with a minimum temperature of 700 degree centigrades. Okay, as it depends on light intensity, so it is having some restrictions. So up to 700 degree centigrade, with minimum 700 degree centigrade, we can use these type of pyrometers. The device is not useful for obtaining continuous value of temperatures at small intervals. Okay, for small intervals it is not recommended. Applications: to measure temperatures of liquid metals or highly heated metals, can be used to measure furnace temperatures. Okay, thank you.